Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out Choosing Beggars. Story 1. Giving away a lounge suite, mistakes were made. So I replaced my lounge suite, 3-seater, 2 armchairs. The old set were worn but still usable, so I figured I'd pass them on to someone who could use them. New couch was same-day delivery, and my place simply doesn't have a whole lot of space, certainly not enough for 2 full lounge suites. So it had to go that day, or else be stuck in the weather, which was projected, correctly, wet that week. I included all the important information, as is, pickup only, no holds, ute/trailer required, bring your own lifting help, I was 8 mths pregnant, 0 lifting medically allowed. Had a guy rock up all by himself in a Barina. 3 charities all asking for it to be held. For 2 weeks. One lady rocked up and was demanding my new couch set since it was nicer. Another one came with no one to help her lift it, and threw a fit when I stuck to my guns. Never. Ever. Again. Edit. Further to the lady demanding my new couch. So, she was probably the 3rd person to message, 2nd to actually arrive, after Barina Boy. She'd brought a trailer, and some guys to help move it. So I was pretty optimistic. She was polite when she introduced herself, seemed sane enough, then proceeded to do laps around the couch, scanning it up and down. Sigh, well, it's not great. You could have at least shampooed it before you listed it me. It's still good, and figured someone wouldn't mind, if it's free. She crossed her arms and huffed, rolling her eyes. When the rolling stopped, she spotted my new couch through the glass doors. I'll have that one, I guess. Me, that's my new couch. So it's not filthy, really wasn't, I'll take it. Me. It's not available. You've got this one, the old one, so I can have that one, the new one. Me. You can't be serious. What? Me. No. You offered a free couch, now you're not honoring it, wasting my time, even after I hired a trailer especially. Me. Leave. Now. Story 2. We are begging for you to pay $20 for expired food we dug out of a dumpster and well rant about it when no one does. Thought I found a food bank to recommend to a struggling friend. Turns out it is an organization that rescues leftover and expired food from dumpsters, then sells it. I looked it up after friends saw their setup included bread in trash bags, improperly stored frozen food, and moldy produce. The org is constantly posting pictures of stacks of dumpster food and begging people to buy it. Story 3. Lady calls out her sister for refusing to do free Photoshop work on wedding photos that she didn't even take. I just thought this woman's animosity towards her sister seemed real strange. Story 4. The amount of people asking for a code in a game when I was having trouble redeeming it. Story 5. Free par rental for out-of-state event to benefit the local community by getting them to pay for your service. The title makes no sense because neither did this whole scenario. I worked for a music store that offered par rentals. We would get calls asking for freebies, but after explaining how providing gear for their event is our business, they'd either kick rocks or book a rental. One day a lady calls asking for a free par rental for a local community event that helps people from the local community to get jobs in the local community, and this is a great way to help the local community. Me, wow, that's cool that you're doing that to help the local community. What part of town is the event going to be? Kentucky, 2 HRS away across state lines. Me, oh right on. Which non-profit is this with? This is my first event there. I'm from Texas. Me, oh right on. That's pretty cool that you're volunteering to help people find jobs. How do people looking for work get signed up? They pay a fee to get on the list. Me, oh right on. Well, we do work with a lot of charitable groups. Usually, if we donate a rental, it's for a homeless shelter or food bank event. I can make sure you've got an excellent system, but we do have to bill for the equipment. Tell you what, you think it over, I'll think it over. Count your money, have a good day. Click. It's been 8 years and I'm still thinking this one over and counting my money. Story 6. Original message in a group for making friends on the Nintendo Switch to inquire about selling a gift. Choosing beggar then grills and wants the item being sold for his upcoming birthday. Hard to imagine how his brain works for currency conversion. Story 7. Volunteer for 4 months for a possibility of a LinkedIn recommendation. From an email after doing some worthless online course over a year ago. As a trainer for project management, I have enjoyed mentoring many of you. I'm writing to you now, as it is time for me to establish my life's mission, by offering courses to simplify life and reconnect with spirit, in the School of Simple Living. The Simple Living Reset course and a summit with over 1,000 people are both planned for October 2023. If you haven't yet, watch my TEDx about bullshit, winky face, and getting out of the hamster wheel. While you are already there, feel free to leave a like or comment, smiley face. There are a few spots for dedicated supporters that want to create an impact in the world and also work with like-minded souls in an enthusiastic environment on tangible goals, leading to a higher vision. I'm looking for committed volunteers, and can offer an extension to a letter of recommendation, and there is also a possibility for a LinkedIn recommendation. The positions that are open are as follows. Must. Video editor, editing of interviews, developing materials for social media, cutting, transcriptions, transitions, sound. Marketing/branding strategy/ad campaign. Graphic designer, creating designs for landing page, social media, Miro board. Content writer and social media manager, YT, is, FB, preschool dueled emails. Web page administrator/designer, UX/UI, WordPress, SEO, Google Analytics. Nice to have. Virtual assistant, meeting regularly with me, organizational tasks, researching, sounding board for brainstorming, prioritizing, strategizing. Tech wizard, connecting tools like Zapier, Airtable, Drive, ClickUp, etc. Course designer, Miro, AHA Slides, Google Suite. Ideally, you are available for the whole period up to the launch of the summit and have an interest in a long-term relation with the SOSL. If only for a shorter period, which doesn't look very good on a CV anyway and is simultaneously creating relatively much onboarding activity, let me know and we can discuss. I'm very flexible though for specialized team members that are skilled in some of the non-cross-functional fields mentioned above or anyway, extraordinarily aligning with the mission of SOSL. If you interested, let me know where you are standing in life at this point, how your availability is looking like and how motivated you are in building a startup from scratch. In any way, let me know your availability per week and your personal interest and objectives in joining. Please write into the title, in capital letters, which role you are interested in. There is a lot to learn, experience, and opportunities to create and discover, while seeing how a funnel is being built from scratch. See you in the School of Simple Living, Ben Barat Bearwing. Story 8. I just wanna sell some shoes, man. Story 9. I'll take your sawdust, thanks, give me your timber offcuts too. Story 10. Priced low just as a CB filter worked better than expected. Cute little story. Just happened. So I had to get rid of 3 big and heavy concrete flower pots, nothing fancy, basically a block of cement, and why not, asked for them $5 at FB Marketplace. Paid for them around $60. Only one rule, don't bug me, first one to gets here wins. Inquiries followed, like many. So I talk to this guy, he gets here after 2 hours, loves the pots, and ask okay, now really? How much? 2. Which I put on my no worries mate face, but he proceeds to hands me a 20. Really, just take them. And he's like, no, you take it. Really cool laid back dude, made my day, so now I've got 20 that will go to some random stranger looking like having a bad day. Keep the faith, pals. Story 11. Lady at Target. This was so weird. I was in Target the other day, talking to someone on my phone. A lady approached me and handed me a note. It said she was an immigrant and needed help. I was in the middle of a conversation and caught off guard, and said I was sorry but that I didn't have any cash. She helpfully informed me I could buy something and get change at the front. So I did. I bought a pack of gum and took out $20 and gave it to her, along with the gum. She then said she really needed a blanket for her baby. I was still talking on the phone, and feeling badly for her, so I walked with her toward the baby aisle thinking I would get a $5 blanket. Instead, she veers toward the bedding aisle and picks up a $70 comforter. She proceeds to the front of the store, and I know this is nuts, I do, but I bought it for her. I have a special needs daughter, and my heart was hurting thinking about people being in need and not being able to support their families. As I'm checking out, she says she really needs some clothes and shoes. She starts calling family members to get them to tell her what they need. I just looked at her aghast and said, "This is all I'm doing." She tried several more times to coax me into buying things for her, after I had already spent $90 plus. Instead of feeling like I helped someone, I just felt scammed. Choosing beggars are the worst and discourage the goodness in people. Uneasy face, uneasy face. Update: to clarify, I knew it was a scam, in that I didn't really think she needed a blanket for her baby or whatever, but I thought at the end of the day she and her family must really need help to be out here doing this. I wanted to help, but what I didn't expect was the repeated follow requests and pushiness. I didn't give her the receipt, figured she would at least have to exchange the comforter for food or something, but I can see now where that's not necessarily true. Story 12. They took all of it. I posted a curb alert to a local group, for items I wasn't going to bother selling. Furniture, household items, cat tree, lamps, printers, etc. Lady shows up in a massive SUV and asked how much. She hadn't seen the FB post, just happened to be driving by as I was moving things onto the curb. I helped her put a few larger items into the car and continued bringing more items to the curb. She asked if I could set aside some of the items for her. I told her that it was first come, first served, and if they were still there when she came back, she was welcome to them. Mind you, she had her SUV filled to the brim with items from the curb. She leaves and two guys stop by in a full-sized pickup. They asked how much for the items. Again, I explained they were free and for the taking. They loaded up the bed of the truck with what they wanted. Lady comes back an hour later and bitched to my girlfriend, they took all of it. I wanted to say, listen, lady, you came back for a second load. You took most of everything the first time. Instead, I held my tongue as she loaded everything she could, a second time, into her SUV. Just take my free stuff and go. Story 13. Choosing beggar won't leave and wants my things. I have a problem. I am learning and am working on not being a doormat. However, my problem has provided this story for your reading pleasure. My ex-college roommate had fallen on hard times and had been kicked out of the apartment she shared with her cousin. She came and asked if she could stay with us for a couple weeks until she found a new place. We agreed but informed her that we had sold our home and were moving in 6 weeks and she needed to find a place as soon as possible since we were moving. She agreed and moved in with a couple of suitcases. As our move date approaches, we keep reminding her that she can't stay and she assured us she had a place lined up but just needed a little more time to get it ready. We begin packing around her. Finally, it's the day before moving day and she is still there. We told her we were loading the truck tomorrow and that the locks would be changed and she would not be able to stay. She let us know she would be leaving and a friend would be coming to help her move. We were confused as she only had 2 suitcases when she came, but we were so relieved she was leaving we didn't push it. The next day her friend showed up with a pickup truck and she pointed out the bed, dressers, television, table, and other furniture for him to load. I stopped him and asked what the hell she was doing, and she said that she was taking her furniture and a few other things she needed for her new place. I said absolutely not, and she threatened to call the police because I had promised to help her and now I was refusing to let her take her things. I told her she had exactly 2 minutes to get off my property before I called the police and had her arrested for trespassing and stealing. Her friend quickly grabbed her suitcases and pushed her to the truck and they left. A couple days later she sent me an invoice for all the things she expected me to pay for to replace what I had taken from her. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.